Okay, welcome to part 3 of dome restoration. What I do is I'll start out with my mother's plastic. I have McGuire's plastic, and what they give you in the kit is a buffing ball that you can attach to your drill, which works very good because it saves a lot of elbow grease on it. But as you can see, the dome here is ready for the first application, and I'm going to start with the mother's, which I will go over all sides with, and we'll go from there. So first thing I do is I will take and work on one side. What I will do is I will spray some mother's polish, which this stuff will get out any light scratches that weren't caught with the sanding pads. What you may want to do is definitely sprinkle a little bit on the ball, and then we're just going to lightly polish it. We're just going to go over it and just start out slow, work it all in so that we're not getting a tremendous amount of overspray. And then as we go, I increase the speed and just keep buffing. Nice even stroke. Just back and forth. And slowly just gradually increase the speed, because all you're doing now is actually providing just a beautiful luster on the outside of your dome. So that one side is done. So then what I do is I'll just wipe off the excess. We'll get to the inside after. I don't do too much on the inside, but I will polish the inside with some McGuire's plastic polish, just to make it look pretty and lustrous on the outside. You know, even though not too much will accumulate on the inside, but it just makes the dome look really nice when it is all done. But again, for the second side, just spread a little bit like we were spreading on toaster pastries, the toaster strudels. That's how you would spread it on here, and then just slowly work it in. You know, you're gonna get some overspray, obviously, but I'm trying to keep it away from the camera, but which is why I work outside, because you work inside, you better have a nice barrier, because if not, you're gonna be cleaning up a lot inside the basement. And see, now that I have worked that in, now I'll increase my speed. And just nice even stroke, just back and forth. There really is no right or wrong way of doing this. Just back and forth. What I do is I like to get it so that pretty much all the polish is gone on there, and I don't have a lot of excess to wipe up. Kind of like that right there. So as you can see, if you look at it, there isn't too much on there. And then we'll wipe this side off. Wipe the inside off, because you're going to get residue on the inside. You know, it's part of the process. Doesn't hurt. Okay, and then the next step, I will go to the top. Again, spread it like a toaster strudel. Well, you're layering it on, you know, that nice icy frosting. Now what we do is I just kind of work it in a little bit. You don't want to go super high. You want to get the material onto the dome, because you will get a lot of overspray. It's just the nature of the beast. And then as I go, I I follow in a counterclockwise pattern on the top. It just seems to work better. That's just my preference. You know, everybody's got their own preferences. But see, now I got most of it in there. Now what I'll do is I'll just go back and forth, and I'll start to increase my speed a little bit. I'll tell you that the buffer ball, along with the sanding disc, it will save you a lot of elbow grease. Trust me, when I say I did this, I used my domes as a trial basis, because if I screwed them up, it doesn't matter. They sit in my room anyway. So, but as you can see, most of the polish is disappearing. And also, what this polish does, the mothers, it does help with any cracks that are in there. It helps them to fade away. But see, like that. Now I'll just wipe the top and the sides. Just like that. And as you can see, the top is actually quite beautiful. So again, you're not gonna see too much. But what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna do a little bit on the sides. I think I have enough already on the ball just to polish up, you know, the sides, the inner and outer sides of it. I don't really need a lot of polish on the sides here. So I don't add any. I have enough on my buffing ball. And just wipe off the excess. As you can see, the clarity, I mean, the clarity is absolutely beautiful. And I'll do the same thing for the opposite side. I'll put just a little bit of touch on her, because there's probably not too much on the ball anyway. So, and then what I do is just go across it. You don't need a lot of pressure, because actually you're just polishing. So, you know, you want a steady pressure, but you don't want a lot of pressure. Because as most people know, these twin domes, they are very delicate. It does not take much to crack them. And that's the last thing you want to do, especially with a blue dome, is to apply too much pressure. And then next thing you know, oh my goodness, I got a crack. That's not what we want. Because they are very, very expensive to replace. Now I still got a little bit of ridge here. If you can see, that's where the dome sits. That's where it rides. You're going to get up and down creases and everything. You're not going to get that out completely. And at this point, I'm not even going to really try to get that out, because that is going to sit below your. You're going to put this into your dome. You're going to sit that down. You're not going to see it anyway. So what you want is you want the clarity on the parts that are going to be shown. So, all right. So this has been totally wiped down, and now we are ready for some McGuire's plastic polish. So this stuff's like $8, $9 at Walmart. It's not very expensive. So, and it works and it really works the best. You know, I've had no problem with it. And again, spread it around like you would on a toaster strudel. And then what you want to do is you just want to go slow. You want to work all that polish into your ball to where there is hardly any overspray. See, I'm still getting overspray, but I got it going lightly. I want the ball to absorb most of this, because the ball is what's going to be doing the work for you as far as polish. So now, as you can see, it's starting to get into the dome now, and now I can put it a little bit on high speed, applying nominal pressure. You don't need a lot of pressure because you're just polishing. And just back and forth until you achieve the desired results you want. Alright, so now we'll wipe this off. This is actually the easiest phase of the whole process. I actually like having to polish them because I love bringing the clarity back out. But as you can see, look at that top. I mean, it's shining pretty good. It's if you can see, you can see the clouds and everything in there. The clarity on it is absolutely beautiful. So now I'll go to one of the sides. And again, you don't need a lot of plastic polish. You know, you want to put on a nominal amount, but you don't want to oversaturate it because it's just a waste. You get a lot of it in your ball, and just slowly work it in, just like that, and then as a lot of it disappears on the side of the dome, that's when I increase the speed. And then I push down on it. You know, you get yourself a little good pressure on it. Yeah, you definitely don't want to shy away from pressure, but you don't want to do too much. Like I said, these domes are very delicate. It does not take much to crack them. And now see, I'll open it up. Like that, and that side is done. And then what I'll do is I'll wipe off the excess. And as you can see, again, there's your reflection of the clouds. So now I'll go to the opposite side. Just put a little bit on there because you do have a lot on. You do have a lot inside the ball. I mean, there is quite a bit of polish still inside here. So, like I said, just go sparingly. Work it in. And then as it starts to absorb into the ball, that's when I increase the speed on it. Back and forth, back and forth. I mean, you'll find your own way you're comfortable with doing it, but this is the way I do it, and you know, for demonstration purposes, that's how it'll do. And then there's your other side, and if you look, you can see a lot of good reflection in it. We will do the final test with my machine downstairs, but yeah, and then I wipe it all down. Now I do have enough polish on the ball, but I'm still going to add just a tiny bit, you know, a couple thumbprints worth, just for the sides. Make sure you hang on to it, because the last thing you want the dome to do is go flying, hit something, and it cracks. And then it's just back and forth until you get the clarity that you're looking for. Which now I'll just wipe that off. And there you have that side. Now I'll flip it around and I'll do it one more time. Again, just put a thumbprint on. There's no need to go excessive and everything because it's a small side. definitely make sure you hang on to it. Like I said, the last thing you want it to do is you want it to go flying, hit something, and crack it. That would technically be like a $500 mistake if you were to do that, and nobody really wants that. And then I'll wipe this side down. Wipe the entire side down, top and bottom. Give it a nice little buff job. They're not going to be perfect. You're still going to see some fine scratches and stuff like that, but it's all about bringing back the clarity of the dome. You know, you're going to have scratches. They're used domes. They're not going to be factory perfect. All you want to do is be able to see your rotators through them nice and clear. And there we have it. You know, there's top, side, other side, one side, back side. Now what I do is I will take just a little bit, and I'll do this by hand. I don't do this by drill, just because it's on the inside. I don't need any problems. I don't need separating corners, the whole 9 yards. But I'll just wipe down the inside with some McGuire's plastic polish. You know, just get that way. It's just all sides are done, inside, outside, and there's not a lot that you need on the inside. Basically, you're erasing any fingerprints and stuff you may have on your dome. And then I just take this, I flip it over, and I polish the crap out of it on the inside. That's all. I don't know. I found this to be the best way for my domes, which you all have seen downstairs. I have shown all of you the entire white room, and as you can see, all my domes are beautiful. It's just because I do this as an extra step. I want them clean on the inside and out, and that's pretty much it right there. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take it downstairs, and then we're gonna do the video machine test on it. But see, it's just, all you're doing is polishing off the excess. But as you can see, if you look through it, I mean, you can see the shed door pretty clear through the top of it. So what I have done is I have taken all the crud off of it, brought it back to luster, eliminated 99.5% of the scratches. I mean, like I said, you're still going to have a little scratches in it. But what you want, you basically want a showroom shine dome for your light bar. So now we're going to take it downstairs, and we're going to do a little test against my video machine. And there you have it, folks. There's the clarity of the dome and the shine that I'm looking for on top, which is the mirror finish. All sides. As you can see, you can still see through, even though it's a dark blue, you can see through. All the sides are beautiful. And you can read clearly through the dome. But like I said, what I'm going for is that look right there, the mirror finish on top. So that is the conclusion of my tutorial on how I rehab domes. Hope you all enjoyed the process that I have done, and it works out for you should you try it. Thank you.